Hey, hello again, everybody. Welcome back in. In this video, I'm going to be just briefly talking about Nerissa, and the one thing that I'm really interested on her on is the Siren Song. This Siren Song will reduce the AoE damage taken by all the allies within her basic range by 20% when we fully skill it. Okay, and there's other stuff that come along with it. Not only that, when she gets atrophy points, she will even gain furthest damage reduction, which makes her really sturdy, and then she can survive for a long period of time. Not only that, she can then heal everybody and protect everybody around us. But look at that range, so big, so many heroes can fit right into it. So very interesting hero. A lot of comparisons made to Fercy. Even some went ahead and pretty much said, nah, she is Fercy 2.0, which by just the brief play that I have had here in my account, I can definitely support that notion. When it comes to her awakenings, if you were able to get her to A1 this weekend during her banner, this is amazing, because not only you get further damage reduction, but adjacent allies are included in her in one of her passives. But I have her here at A0, so we're just talking about the base. So okay, so here are a couple of clips that I wanted to show you in regards to GR2 and why I think she's going to be so good for this. Even if you get her early on, she'll be able to help you clear that content. Late game, when you're trying to clear 21, if you don't use the Decimus cheese, she'll definitely help you with this. And the end game, 22 to 24, I think that this is one of the reasons that she was made and introduced into the game. Now here, just quickly on this one, I just wanted to kind of set a base, because the one thing that I was looking at is that I wanted to see if my heroes could survive the earthquake slams, not the shriek, but just the earthquake slams, right? So here's the shriek. I'm protecting myself with Sadie, and she is very big for that, right? She applies all the damage reductions necessary. So here are the earthquakes. I am using Alien's healing. Now look, all it is pretty much full on healing. I'm trying to protect everybody as much as I can, bring in Laia to try to boost Sadie so she's ready for the next shriek. And not only that, I have Gwendolyn providing shields here. But the other thing that some people I have seen used, or even in my first try, I tried Dio-chan, because Dio-chan gives also a protective aura. So in this manner here, what I did is, my alien is average build, but I just wanted to see if this setup here without alien couldn't make it. So essentially, if I'm going to fast forward here a little bit, I'm going to get to the stage where Aelin gets hit with one of the earthquakes, and then gets hit by the rocks from the garnered cards, and then essentially she comes out. So you see here that Laia and Gwendolyn survived the shriek. I was expecting that. And now here I'm just left with all of this, so I'm just trying to see how long I can survive. So now that Aelin is done here, now you're gonna see that, okay, so she's gone. This is my example now. So then I'm just looking to see, is there enough protection now? So there's no healers. The only thing left is Sadie. So Dio-chan is not going to be able to do this, right? So I'm bringing everybody else back in with no Aelin. Boom, it just falls apart, right? So this is kind of the general sense of what I wanted to see. And then I lose my DPS. Okay, perfect. All right, now let's fast forward a little bit here. And now what I'm going to do, I'm doing a little bit of an exchange, and I'm going to bring in Nerissa. All right, so let's bring in Dio-chan. That's fine. We don't need Dio-chan. Okay, so now I'm going to start setting things up. And you know what? In fact, I'm just going to let it run. I'm just going to let this run, because it's cool. I mean, it's really cool just to see the passive of Nerissa come into play when it came to the slams and the shriek and everything else that was going on around this. So again, I'm setting things up again. I'm setting Sadie up top. She's going to protect us from the Shriek. I'm also going to bring in my DPS, which is Eris. I wanted to bring him in, right? Now, for the watch guards, I have Laia and Nerissa, and they seem like a perfect pairing for this. So this is why I decided to bring them for this. So here we go. We're going to protect ourselves against the Shriek. I'm going to try to protect Nerissa as much as I can here. Okay, so then now I'm going to bring in Aelin, and there comes Nerissa. All right, so now it's just going to give me a little bit more protection. And that's essentially what I'm bringing here for. Not to worry too much about the healing, actually. So I'm just worried about, you know, just trying to stomach the hits. So I'm keeping an eye on, at the same time, I'm trying to keep an eye on Eris just to see how low his HP gets without any other healers coming into play. And so far, he's doing well. All right, so I'm going to bring in Laia for this situation because I just wanted to make sure that I could boost Sadie so she's ready for the next Shriek. So that's essentially what you're going to see me here. You're going to see me do at the same time that I'm going to boost Rage. All right, so there we go. I'm going to boost Rage. And I'm going to bring in Gwendolyn. Listen, not very often I get to play with Gwendolyn. So definitely I'm going to use it for these stages, if I can, right? And by the way, when is her next banner coming about? Maybe they're working on a buff. I imagine that could be possibly it. All right. So again, kind of the protection mechanism that we used previously. And here we go again. So the Shriek, we were able to protect ourselves with Sadie and Regulus. I did lose Gwendolyn. That's fine. It's no big deal. But here's the cool part, and it's going to come up here in a minute. So then, like I told you, my, at least for this situation here, my Aelin is not built with a high HP, right? But I'm using her similar to how people have been using her to pass these stages. 23 and 24 just scale up even more. It's just crazy, right? So then here come the Garner Guards, and they're going to take her out. So they're going to team up with the Earthquakes, and they're going to take her out. Okay, perfect, right there. Now, I'm looking at everything around now. I used to have Dao-chan there previously. She could extend out to Ares. I'm going to bring in Gwendolyn. You know how things fell apart last time. So here comes the Earthquakes. I don't have the super healing from Aelin. Here come the slams. Double protection on Ares. Okay, so now, Regulus protection, the ultimate is over. So I'm getting some shields from Gwendolyn. I'm getting some healing from Laia. Of course, Nerissa's doing some healing. Now, some of you might have said, why don't you bring Aelin in? Why? I want to see if Nerissa can handle it. Is there enough damage reduction here that we can survive all of this that is coming about without Aelin? Look at this. I'm not activating any ultimates. My heroes are stomaching the pounding. She is, for anything where we need AoE damage reduction, she is going to be impressive. So what I'm going to have to do is that I'm going to have to take the time to jump into my account and redo my Abyss 1 run, okay? And I'm going to have to bring her in because she will keep some of my units alive a lot longer than she previously, that I was previously getting from Fercy. It actually will extend out some of the formations that I can use. And in some situations, I think it will protect some of the fighters where I would have danger in terms of losing it. So definitely, she is a very big player when it comes to AoE damage reduction. So if you had if you were fortunate enough to get her into her account, congratulations. She is a great hero for this regard. She's a very good protector, and you know, from what I've saw her single target heal, yeah, she'll do phenomenal in that regard. But I really just wanted to look at her from the perspective of whether she could really protect very heavy damage. And so if you want to use it for GR2, yeah, she's going to be made for that. So in here in the ratings, definitely I'm gonna go to GR2. I'm gonna say she's a 5-star. Before we close it out, some of you are gonna be curious about builds, so that's essentially what I'm gonna leave you with. I brought in a Soldi essentially for the Lord bonus, and I didn't use her in that particular run there. I stuck to Oleg because of his shield, and of course regulars because he has that protection. So I'll just let you look at the builds. I want to thank you all very much for tuning in and watching. As always, subscription, like is appreciated, and I will see you all in the next Watch Your Realms video.